thank you very much for introducing me, and I will share my screen now. And I hope you see the presentation.
Yes, thank you, we see it.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so I would like to start by saying that women are extremely important in rural areas. They represent more than 50% of the workforce there, and many times they also are really the core, I would say, of the economic growth and the sustainable development there. Yet there are many challenges to women, and especially related to gender inequality issues, to issues also related to the structural or the stereotypes that exist there in those areas. And we have to help women, because many times also we see that women are really strong innovators, and they care a lot about the environment, about basically all the surroundings in the rural areas. Many times they are also running farms, are entrepreneurship themselves, but helping also the husbands, and are important, let's say, decision makers, or helping in the decision making of where to actually direct the farm, and how to, like, what kind of innovations also to introduce, or themselves developing the innovations on the ground. So it is very important actually to address the challenges that women face in the rural areas and in the agriculture sector. And therefore we have different initiatives that are supporting women in the EU policy for research, innovation, knowledge exchange in agriculture, forestry and rural areas. And I would like to actually, along, let's say, a presentation that globally shows you how we have structured the EU policy for agriculture, forestry and rural areas, by replying to the 5 questions. Why it is important to invest in research innovation, how much we have invested, what are the priorities that we have, what are the main challenges, and how we make sure that we are bringing the solutions to the main challenges, and how we actually supporting the sharing of the results and use of them in practice. Along these questions, I would like to highlight how do we support women-led innovation in all of this, and gender equality, which is for us very important. It's an EU policy priority, and we try to mainstream the gender equality, I would say, throughout all the different policies, both also in the Common Agriculture Policy and in Horizon. But let me start with the question why it is important to invest in research innovation for agriculture, forestry and rural areas, because all those that work in those areas and in those sectors are facing different challenges from the environmental angle and from the more economic angle. And increasing investments, as the strategic dialogue for on the future of agriculture indicating, increasing investment in research innovation is vital to fully leverage the potential of it to keep the agri-food sector in Europe competitive and support the transition to sustainable practices. And therefore, knowledge, innovation and digitalization are the cross-cutting objective of the Common Agriculture Policy. And we are supporting research innovation through 2 policies, the Common Agriculture Policy and Horizon, working, let's say, together to support innovation. And here on the, let's say, Common Agriculture Policy, under the CAP strategic plans, there are different instruments, the EIP Agri operational groups, the Innovation Support Service, advisory services, for which the funding is available at the member state level. And then we have the Horizon programs, which are supporting transnational R&I initiatives, and including multi-actor projects, thematic networks, advisory networks, and all of this I will mention a bit later. But what is important is the second question also. How much has the EU actually invested in research innovation for agriculture, forestry and rural areas? Under the previous CAP, we have invested over 1.1 billion euro for CAP-funded local innovation projects, so-called EIP AGRI operational groups. And many of them are actually led by women. And this is an example here. It's an forestry operational group from Poland. And it's a woman that's first time introduced agroforestry to the Polish context. And by running actually this group, she has promoted a lot this way of producing food. So thanks to this courageous woman, we have the operational group and we have this innovation. This is one of many examples in which women actually took the lead in EIP AGRI operational group and developed fantastic solutions. And then under Horizon Europe, we have invested, like the plan is to invest around 9 billion euro under the cluster 6, and 3.3 billion is dedicated to research innovation in agriculture, forestry, and rural areas. And for now, we have around 215 excellent Horizon Europe research innovation projects that are already running, and many of them are also led by women. And here, an example that you will hear more about, and more in-depth information will be provided after my presentation, is the FLIARA project that really supports the women-led innovation. So this also shows, this project that is supported also shows our commitment to such initiatives to support actually women to overcome the challenges and have all the means and possibilities to access to be innovative. So what are the EU priorities in which we are investing in agriculture? They span from different: climate smart agriculture, biodiversity friendly agriculture, sustainable management of lands, soil, water and nutrients, and sustainable management of forests. So basically, these first four priorities are mostly focused on helping, let's say, to secure the base for production, the natural resources, and to take care of the climate. Then we are having more sectoral priorities. It's healthy, sustainable, resilient cropping systems, healthy, sustainable, resilient livestock systems, new farming, food and bio-based systems, and creating also rural opportunities. And then we have a series of cross-cutting priorities where we want to unlock the potential of digital data technologies, foster agroecology and organic farming, strengthen socioeconomic performance and modernizing also policies, enhancing the knowledge flows and skills, and strengthening the operational cooperation. But what is most important, that when we program the research innovation, the Horizon programs in all these priorities, then we really take care of women. And how do we actually support women in Horizon programs? The European Commission is committed to promote gender equality in research innovation. And already in Horizon 2020, it was the first framework program to set gender as a cross-cutting issue, with one of the underpinning objectives being to integrate the gender dimension into research innovation content, leading to an increased number of gender-flagged topics across the program. So when we actually draft the topics in Horizon 2020, when we were drafting the topics, we were basically indicating where gender was very important. And actually many of the topics fall into this category. Then in Horizon Europe, we have went even a step further to support women. So now there are three main levels at which gender equality is addressed in Horizon Europe. First of all, for there is an eligibility criterion to have a gender equality plan in place for certain categories of legal entities from EU countries and non-EU countries that are associated to Horizon Europe. Then the second thing is that the integration of gender dimension into research innovation content is not, I would say, voluntary. It is now a requirement by default in every single topic. So we are not selecting the topics that should be, where gender should be actually taken into account, but we from default say that all topics should take into account the gender dimension. And this is evaluated under the excellence criterion. So it is a very important criteria actually to have the project funded. And in this way, we hope that we support the involvement of women in this project. There are some exceptions, but really few exceptions that in the topic we indicate that it is not mandatory, but for all the rest, it is mandatory. As a result, most of the initiatives that we are supporting should take care of the gender dimension. Then also what is important is increasing the gender balance throughout the program. This is another objective. And with a target of 50% of women in Horizon Europe, related to boards, expert groups, and evaluation committees, and overall also gender balance among the research teams is set as ranking criterion for proposal with the same score. So when there are two excellent proposals, those that are actually taking care properly of the gender balance, they are of course could make a, I would say, this half a point difference to win this initiative. Then once we are funding all these initiatives and hopefully women are there realizing their innovative ideas, and then the question is also how to make sure that the research innovation brings solutions to the main challenges of agriculture, forestry, and rural areas. And we do it using different tools also. And so one of the tools is a new approach to research innovation, is the EU mission that we have set up in 2021 to lead the transition towards healthy soil by establishing 100 living labs and lighthouses to test and accelerate the uptake of practical solutions for soil health across 1,000 sites in Europe. And we have invested around 800 million is in total expected for the investment, but 300 million has been already invested in 50 projects and around 1,000 participants, including 25 living labs. And as this is part of Horizon, many of the projects actually are led or have an important, let's say, contribution that the women have an important part, play important parts there. Then we are also joining forces with the other member states and associated countries through EU co-founded partnerships, like for example on agroecology and European Partnership on Animal Health and Welfare, and two other partnerships on agricultural data and forestry are in the pipeline, I would say. And also in these initiatives, as they are related to Horizon, the gender equality is an extremely important part. Then the question is also how to make sure that the new knowledge and solutions that are generated by research innovations are actually used in practice. And in addition to the Horizon and CAP working in synergy, we are also supporting the multi-actor approach. And in this one, research innovation is not only for the practitioners, but with the practitioners on board during the whole project duration. And we have also established living labs that are real life sites in which diverse actors experiment and test innovative solutions in a co-creative manner, and lighthouses that are sites such as single farms for demonstrating and training and communicating about innovative practices. And there is also a range of tools to collect and widely share the new knowledge and innovations among practitioners, the thematic and advisory networks, as well as the EU Farm Book project that develops an online platform for all the research outputs. And in all of these initiatives, again, the gender equality is very important because they are part of the Horizon. And there's also CAP support for knowledge exchange and innovation. The EU CAP network is organizing, for example, different networking activities, focus groups, and so on, and also has different communication activities. But I would like to highlight also the networking activities because here is an example of an important importance of gender equality that we also support, is that whenever we are organizing an event with the EUCAP network, for us, the gender balance and involvement of women is extremely important. And during, let's say, the selection criteria for the different events, we take special care that the gender balance is there and that women can participate in a substantial number in the different events. And on top, the EUCAP network also organized this year a dedicated workshop to women-led innovations in agriculture and rural areas, actually to discuss the different challenges that they face, the different opportunities that are out there, and to discuss also what we can improve in the future. It was a very successful event that attracted more than 180 applicants, and out of them, 80 were selected to participate. And what were the main messages that emerged from the workshop on women-led innovation and how we should actually, let's say, on what we have to also work in the future on our side in the EU policy for research innovation in agriculture, forestry and rural areas is like challenges still lie in access to finance and changing the perceptions, as well as in addressing the stereotypes, family and care responsibilities that women face. Then what is important is that we provide networking opportunities, mentorship, knowledge sharing, and promoting innovation examples. Another important recommendation was that we should empower young women to consider career paths in the world of agriculture and rural entrepreneurship, and improve the market access for diverse products that are produced via women-led innovation. With this, I would like to thank you for your attention and happy to address any questions you might have.
For further information, you can visit the Modern AKIS website at modernakis.eu or do follow us on social media.